Kusela Diego says most of the country's laws are outdated. Diego has also highlighted what shall she says. Indeed, establish institutions that will monitor platforms like podcast. She says most of people who become victims of hate speech through podcast often find themselves without proper channels to file their complaints. South Africans should have accessible ways of being able to raise the issues with podcasts. You'll see in recent times there have been people who have gone to courts, example, either raising hate speech or raising defamation. Kusela Diko wants a podcast to be regulated. Propak? Podcast to be regulated?
No, I think that one can be a very good move. Yeah, because podcasts now are taking the media space.
Yes.
Yeah, so it can be one of the very greatest move that can happen.
Yeah, you know, I think this lady is looking at podcasts are not regulated, and there's a freedom of speech there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. That's why you will see people now fighting through podcasts and so forth and so forth, because there is no law, or rather a regulation that says, okay, if you are doing a podcast, this is where you draw the line, if you understand. Your media, mainstream media, so you cannot just say anything as you like.
Exactly.
I think it can help in that way, because you know, it's not right for people to attack each other, you know, through podcasts and so forth.
And nothing is happening.
And nothing is happening at the end of the day, you know.
Okay. This is Grand Piano Truth with Sia. This is our monthly live show. Feel free to call us if you have anything to advertise on our platforms. We will do that on our social media platforms and also on our YouTube page. With me, I have Samu Pako, PR manager of Duduza Serenade. Today, uze apa to explain to us ngetoye Duduza Serenade, but not ngoku, later. For now on, I think Izuko online. Oh, I think there's a lot of there's a lot of events that are coming up, and also that's why we have also University of Michigan Symphony Orchestra South Africa concert tour from 21st May to 28th May. This concert is brought to you by Classical Movement. That's why online we have Francis. Francis, how are you?
Very well. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, Francis. Thank you. We saw this advert of this tour of Michigan Symphony Orchestra that is coming in South Africa from 21 until 28 May. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh, absolutely. But before I tell you a little bit about the tour, let me give you some background about the company that I'm with, because we actually have quite a long history of coming and touring in South Africa. Actually, they've been coming for 31 years.
Yes.
So this is a company that has got a beautiful and long history of bringing all sorts of meaningful cultural experiences and specifically orchestras and choirs to South Africa, because that is exactly what they do. Classical Movements is
Yes.
the premier concert touring company of the world's greatest orchestras and choirs. So they really specialize in bringing musicians around the world. And like I say, they've got 3 decades of experience. They do
Yes.
more than
Yes.
40 tours a year and they go to 148 countries. So they really know their stuff. And it's always such a pleasure when Classical Movements brings anybody to South Africa, really, because, the South African audiences are
Yes.
just so
Yes.
lovely. And the people from Europe and the people from the United States, they really appreciate coming to our country and meeting our
Yes.
audiences that are so lively. And we have such a special appreciation for music. But yeah, so Classical Movements have been bringing people like the Boston Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. They brought
Exactly.
Minnesota Orchestra here,
Yes.
as well
Yes.
as the St. Olaf Choir. And they also had the Islombi Choral Festival, which was a festival that ran from 2009 until just before COVID,
Yeah. Yeah.
where they would also bring choirs to come and sing in this country and just meet
Yes.
all of the
Yes.
people here
Yes. Yes.
and do some cultural exchange.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
But yeah, going to this orchestra that we're bringing here, wow, this is going to be a really fantastic tour. Mainly because, the University of Michigan is famous for a lot of reasons, but also their music department where they teach music and arts and theater and dance and all of those things, very, very famous around the world. So this orchestra, although it is a youth orchestra, it's
Yes.
very, very professional orchestra. They can really play up there with some of the best orchestras of the world.
Yes.
And they really serve as a training ground for young musicians
Okay.
to then go on and have really successful careers. And they are also a Grammy award-winning and nominated orchestra. They're being led by Kenneth Kiesler, who's been with the orchestra also for quite some time, and he is
Yes.
also a Grammy nominee, but he's also won numerous of other prizes. He's conducted the National Symphony at the Kennedy Center, as well as 30 other orchestras around the
The
world. So
world.
he's
Yeah.
also quite well known in the world of orchestras. He's a really sought after conductor and also a mentor and a teacher.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So this is going to be the group that is coming, but with them they are bringing some really important soloists, which I will tell you about. And they are also performing a repertoire that is just, because they know they're coming to South Africa, they really created this repertoire that was specifically tailored with South African audiences in mind. There's African roots in every piece, whether it's a piece that was composed by an American composer or even some of the South African pieces. So it's really proving it's going to be quite a show-stopping performance, I
Yeah.
think, for
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
interested in
Yeah.
classical
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. Yeah. Francis, what South African music industry can learn from Michigan University?
Oh, wow. Well, anybody who is a musician or a singer would appreciate this concert because, like I say, they really are an orchestra that is on top of their game,
Yes.
being led by really quality leadership, not just in their conducting sphere, but also with their artistic direction. And if you go and have a look at the long list of achievements that they've got and the venues that they've played in the world, you will very quickly realize that this orchestra is, it's not just another student orchestra. This is a highly professional group. And so, with musicians, anybody who's a singer or plays an instrument, they will know that, there's only so much that you can learn from books when it comes to
Yes.
music.
Yes.
But at
Yes.
some point, you have to interact with the music and you have to also watch other musicians play. So let's say you are interested in oboe or you're interested in sax, you are going to go out and you're going to find people playing these instruments and to go and watch them play so that you can get a sense of the type of focus and dedication that it really takes in order to be a top player in an orchestra.
True. I know there's a few artists, world-class artists that are coming. Can you mention their name?
Oh my goodness, yes. So first up, we have the amazing Karen Slack. She's a soprano from the USA. She's really one of the most celebrated sopranos. And she's also a leading advocate for the diversity in classical music. She's also won all sorts of awards, which too numerous to name here, but I am going to mention that she's already won the 2025 Grammy Award for the best classical solo vocal album. So she's just recently been crowned a Grammy Queen. So that in itself should already tell you that she is just an excellent singer. But she's really dedicated to new works by living composers. And she also serves all sorts of positions with different opera houses. She's also a faculty member at the Band Center for Arts and Creativity. So, she's just absolute. You know when you meet somebody and you can see this is a queen. Karen Slack is definitely just a queen of vocals. So we're really excited to bring her, and she's also very excited to come. With her is going to be Daniel Washington. He is a bass baritone. Yes, you know Daniel Washington.
Yes.
Yeah, so you must know him. Yeah, so he's a tenured professor at the University of Michigan, but he's actually also an honorary professor at our University of Cape Town. And he's an expert in African American classical music, but also in spirituals, and then also in the opera Porgy and Bess, which is one of the operas that they're going to be, or one of the pieces that they're going to be performing when they come with the orchestra. Yeah, he's just an award-winning artist. He's a teacher and a mentor. He's performed all over the world. He actually also created the role of Steve Biko for the Royal Opera's Biko, which was an opera that they put on about Steve Biko. So he's just if you hear his name and you hear people going quiet or they say wow, then you must know Daniel Washington. Excellent voice.
Yeah.
And then traveling with them is going to be our local lady Khoitsemang Klegobie. She's a native of Haranku. Yeah, Khoitsi, exactly. We're very excited for Khoitsi to come with us as well. She obviously became connected with classical movements when classical movements brought the Minnesota Orchestra to South Africa, and so she toured with them and she sang with them as well because they were doing Beethoven. And from there, a relationship with us grew. But Daniel Washington is actually her teacher as well, so that's also the connection there. So she's going to be coming with, and she's going to be singing the other soprano piece. And she's also just, she's also very critically acclaimed. She's really made a very good name for herself as a South African soprano. And she really embodies this rich blend of South African roots and like classical artistry. So those are the three vocalists.
Francis, please take this opportunity and tell us about your venues and where can we get tickets.
Okay, so the venues that we've got, the first place where we're going to be is in the Aula here at the University of Pretoria. That's going to be on the 21st of May. I'm just going to single out the Aula because they are the only ones that have got tickets available at tixa.co.za. That's tixsa.co.za. The rest of our concerts, they are all available on Quicket. So the other concerts that are happening is going to be at Soweto. We're going to be at the famous Regina Mundi Roman Catholic Church. I personally am looking forward to this concert the most because going to Soweto to that church and the audiences there are just always so lovely. And it's such a nice big venue. Are you going to be there? I'll keep an eye out for you. So after that, we've got one final concert at Johannesburg at the Linda Auditorium. That's going to be on the 24th of May. And then the whole crew flies all the way down to Cape Town where they're going to have two concerts. The first one at Hugo Lambrecht's Music Centre. That's going to be on the 26th of May. And then Cape Town City Hall on the 27th of May. So just to remind again about the tickets, all of the tickets are available at quicket.co.za except for the Pretoria one, which is at Tixa, tixsa.co.za.
Where can we get, where can we follow you guys? Maybe your social media platforms or your handles.
Oh, yes. It's very easy to find us on social media. We are Classical Movements wherever you want to look us up. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. On Facebook, we do post a lot of written updates about our tours and what's happening, who are we taking where, and even photos during the tour, small little updates. But we also do post quite a lot on social media on Instagram, where obviously it's a little bit more photos and sometimes some videos. But you should be able to find us there. And even on YouTube, you'd be able to look us up and find our YouTube channel where we also post some updates about some of the tours that we're bringing.
What is the handle?
Just look up classical movements.
Classical
movements. You should find us very quickly.
Francis, that's all for now. Thank you for
Thank you
this
so much.
information.
I really appreciate it.
We will see you at Regina Mundi.
I'll see you
We'll
at
make
Regina
sure
Mundi. Okay.
it's packed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you, Francis. Bye-bye. That is Francis from Classical Movements, telling us about Ito Ezayo Michigan University Orchestra. Prasamu, when you hear about these tours, what comes into your mind?
You know, it really excites me, to be honest. It really excites me. But at the same time, I get worried because South Africa is known for having very good singers.
Yes.
The industry here, classical music, choral, it's very huge. You know, so that is why you'll find a lot of orchestra bands, they want to come to South Africa and do a tour, you know, and they always get the support. But now my worry is that I don't think we are learning enough from those who are more experienced when they are coming this side. I don't think we give ourselves time to say, okay, to sit down with them and say, guys, if you want to achieve 1, 2, 3, how can we go about? You understand? So I think that's the side that we are still lacking for now, you know. But for the tours, it's a very good thing because it puts South Africa in the whole map. Because actually South Africa has got a lot of singers in the different kinds of world. So it's well known.
Yes. Don't forget, in the second hour we will be talking about Duduza Serenade as they are preparing for their upcoming tour to Vienna, Austria. Is Zugo online? Zugo. Zugo.
Hi, see, how's it?
I'm good, brother, and yourself?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. Let's just say it's a resurrection of Verdi.
Shamsuko. I'm not alone, Zuko. I'm with Samu Paco from Itutuza Serenade. In a second hour, I was asking Toyabo abaya Vienna, Austria. But for now, let's go straight to our topic of the day. Our topic of the day is: it not the right time for our choirs to prioritize doing full works? First thing, I must ask you to explain to us, Zug, what is a full work?
I'll make an example. A fresh example. Gauteng recently did Verdi Requiem.
Yes.
That is a full work. If I think that is the simplest way I can put it, because it's fresh on everyone's mind.
Yes.
That is a full work. Yes.
Okay. Do you think we only saw South African choir, that is Gauteng choristers, doing something like that? Is it the right time for choirs to start doing works?
Definitely, it is the right time. I think when it comes to that one, we were about 20 years behind. Remember, this started in 2006 when they did a gala concert.
Yes.
I think that was a perfect start for that kind of platform. They did very well there. It was well organized. I think there was a DVD, if I remember well. They did it with an orchestra. I'm not sure which one was it, but in Joburg.
Yes.
So I thought that was a stepping stone for all the other choirs that were doing well. Remember, before that there was Durban Serenade, which dominated the choral music fraternity for a very long time.
Yes.
I think even before Gauteng did that gala concert, maybe Durban Serenade could have done something of that nature. Hence, I'm saying I just feel we're about 20 years behind when it comes to that, because we've got the talent.
Exactly.
Talent is not a problem, and we've got the facilities, we've got the concert halls, we've got the orchestras. We even have music practitioners that can help these conductors and these choirs to achieve that mission.
You know, Zuko, what triggered this question? You know, there was choir that I won't mention that performed something in, I think, before Easter's or in Easter's. Then some people, you know, people when they go to the events, some they go and watch music, some they go and listen to music, some they go and listen to the details. You see, and some people find out about, no man, some of the members of this choir don't know even the words. You see, they are mumbling there. You see, but not everyone will pick up that. So I want to ask to you, how much time you need to do a full work?
Well, that one is. It actually depends on how the music team of that particular choir operates. But I can say roughly, depending also on the size of the project you are doing, because they are not the same.
Yeah.
Some works you can get, I'll make an example, Mendelssohn's Lobgesang.
Yeah.
You've got about 4 choruses there, if not 5. And then the other parts, it's solo parts, and then there's the opening movements, which is the symphony or the orchestra playing the first and second, third movement.
Yes.
So it also depends. I can say 3 months, but it also depends on
How long?
which work
Yeah,
are you doing.
Okay.
Yes, how long is it? But you are looking at about 3 months or so, something like that. If it's a bit long, but if it's a short, as like the example that I've just used, Lobgesang, then you can, I think it can take about 4 weeks.
Yeah,
or so.
yeah.
And remember, in today's world, there are many ways of learning music. Parts like the choir members, your soprano, your alto, your tenor and bass, they can actually learn music at home, because there are materials that you find on your YouTube and all these other platforms, whereby you can just get your part. The notes are there. There's an instrument playing your part, a piano or whichever instrument, and then that's how you can easily learn the music. Then when you go to the rehearsal, you just put it together. But when it comes to breaking it down, like as you were saying, make an example about people that didn't know their music. The first thing, putting aside this example that I've just used now of using social media and stuff, you need to understand the language. You need to understand your music, know your line.
Yes.
What is the song about?
Yeah.
Work on the pronunciation. Hence, when you do these projects, it cannot just be the conductor only that is preparing the choir. To some choirs, yes, the conductor alone can do it. But let's say, for an example, you are doing let me use that what do you call Lobgesang Mendelssohn.
Yeah.
If you are doing it in original language, then you are doing it in German. Now, the conductor needs someone who understands the language, who can read the words and also translate for the choir, but the members can also do it, because it's not just that practitioner or the conductor alone. They also have to meet them halfway, so they can also learn, do their translation, and then that particular person who's the practitioner can teach them how to pronounce the words. The conductor can also help in terms of fine-tuning their notation and all those things. But it's a combination of things, because it also brings the issue of singing technique.
Yes.
Because sometimes this music is very complex, because it was composed for classically trained musicians. And then you get a choir that will say, okay, we've won, we got position 1, and then we feel we need to do something bigger than just competing.
Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
they pick maybe Verdi's work or all these other guys that are a bit tricky, and then they experience problems because they are not classically trained. So that is another aspect that we have to, or the choir that has to also think of before choosing that music. Are we, in terms of singing technique, are we in the right space? Are we ready to tackle this project? If not, there are many works that are out there that are very simple.
Yes.
Because the music was, for instance, there are choral works that were like the influence came from church music. Those ones you can do with the standard of our choirs. Those ones you can just do without any mishaps. But the ones like your Verdi Requiem, that is a bit tricky. You really need to be, in terms of singing, you need to know your story.
Okay.
So that's my opinion when it comes to these works.
Do you think doing works, Suzuko, can help choirs maybe building their finances or their financial struggle? Because we know our choirs are financially struggling, and doing those works, hiring the venues, hiring the people who will come and interpret the language. They come in with expenses. So do you think doing those works can help us as choirs? Zugo? Zugo, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. Do you think those, if we're doing those works, can help to uplift our music, not forgetting financial side? Because, even if we're doing those works, people who are interpreting language, people who are training voices to be different characters, you need also different characters when you're doing those works. You think it can help our choirs?
Well, yes, definitely it can help. It has helped already. I think I had your guest when I joined in. He was he mentioned about a couple of singers that are already abroad, and when you look back, these singers or these musicians actually started with these choirs.
Yes.
And our choral music is actually a success story on its own, because we have music teachers that came from these choirs that went to school because they started with these choirs.
Yes.
And they were encouraged by these choirs, and we have lecturers, we have so many, we have composers, we have so many musicians that have made it. Yes. Because of the foundation they got from these choirs. It can definitely help here. It can uplift. It can even create jobs. I'm actually happy. I thought about this when I was preparing for this interview.
Yeah.
That choirs can actually prepare or do works, African works, our own works.
Yes.
That we can go and present overseas. During the off season in Europe, that is between let's say June, July, somewhere there. At that time it's winter.
Yes.
Here in South Africa, there is a lot of business that can be done there by these choirs to go and do our own African works. We can do our compositions, go and present them there. I think that period has to be utilized by these choirs.
Yes.
It has to be utilized. We need to start looking at, because remember, when you go there, you will actually get financial support. That money can help when you come back to sustain the choir, run the choir, and also be able to do these kinds of projects that we are talking about, because they also need money.
Yes,
but musically as well, it can help a great deal, because within these choirs, let alone organizing or hiring singers, trained singers, within these choirs there are talented musicians that can be utilized in some of the roles that are within these the music that we are talking about. There are capable musicians that can be picked, so anyone can benefit. Everyone within this project can benefit from them. So I think choirs should really now push hard. Hence I was saying we're about 20 years behind. And look at how many singers now that are dominating the world stage in opera,
South Africans,
coming from these choirs.
So
if we can do more, like we get about 4, 5, 6 choirs that are constantly doing these works, that are doing tours during the off season in Europe, can you just imagine how many singers in a space of about, let's say, 5 years, will be able to produce professional singers that will be able to come back and lift the very same choral music. It's just, I think we're a bit slow when it comes to implementing this. We are talking about it, but when it comes to doing it, you'll only get 1 or 2 choirs. I'm actually happy now there's a choir that is doing a tour, so that we need more choirs doing that.
Samu, anything to ask from Zuko?
It's not a question per se. Zuko, when you mentioned choirs doing African work, I started to smile. I'm not sure if you did saw that. Why? Because yes, we can get into details on the last hour, because on our tour we are doing a production called the African Mosaic. So that excites the other audience, because sometimes if you are a choir from Africa, then you go to Europe and do their own thing, it's not gonna excite them, So, but if you are bringing something different, something that is not known there, so it becomes more interested, from the audience of Europe, So that is why I said I was smiling a bit, because that's exactly what we will be doing there in Austria, So in March we were in Cape Town. We did the African Mosaic for 1 hour 30 minutes production. Yes, so I think that's where we are heading, or rather, we have started that journey, as a choir, as to do the serenade. Like you mentioned that we're gonna get into details later, So I think I'm agreeing with Uzuko in that point. That's what I'm trying to clarify.
Yes. Gentlemen, mentioning African works, why are we always thinking of Mozart or those composers when we are talking about these works? Why not Sbusiso Jeza and all of these guys that have beautiful works?
Well, I think personally, it's when we were growing up. Remember, we were always watching the Handel's Messiah. Everything that we were doing then, it was sort of, I don't want to say copied, because we are using our own talent. It's our voices, But it was, Europe was our reference point. You understand? But now our guys are coming to the party. Hence, even the language that we use when we do these interviews and all these platforms, whereby people will have access to these interviews, we need to promote our compositions, our African music as much as we can. We've got the capacity. We can do your Mozart. We can do all these European compositions. But it's time for us to start promoting our own, telling our own story.
Yes.
As the colleague, your guest was just mentioned, when you go overseas, remember those people for the entire season, they do their own work.
Yeah,
You understand? They are listening to the works that they are used to. Now you can't during their off season. You come and do the same thing that they've been doing for the whole season, the whole year. You need to come with something fresh, and at the same time, we will be promoting our own music, because remember, modern music is changing a lot. So who knows, at a long run, by doing that, they will end up buying our own stuff, singing our own music, and then that on its own will promote African music. So, but the conversation has to start now. I can't be in this platform and only talk about European composers and then not mention our composers. We need to start having this conversation, emphasize on promoting our own music.
I get you, Zuko. I think you said it all, Zuko. Another thing I want to ask: the size of the choir when doing these works. Is it important, the size of the choir?
Yes, it's important. They are okay. I don't want to use because we are promoting our own music now. I don't want to use your Mozart and
yeah. Let's say Mandela.
Let's also create another scenario here.
Yeah.
You ask any composer, local composer, whether it's any local composer, you ask them to prescribe music or to compose music that is religious music. You understand? But something that will be African, that will use African text, that will use African instruments. If it's church based, then you can use about 24 to 32 singers.
Yeah.
But now, if you do something more of an opera, like you just mentioned, Mandela or Winnie, I think you need, because the orchestra becomes bigger as well.
Yes.
So you also need to match that. So you in terms of the chorus, you probably need close to 60, because you want to balance all the instruments.
Okay.
So it actually depends. You're looking at, let's say, 20 to 60.
Yeah. Okay. Zuko, I think you said it all on our question of, is it important for choirs to start doing full works? I think now we're just going to a song, then we'll come back to you, then we'll talk about Duduza Serenade.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. Let's take a little break and going to take a song. Duduza Serenade is an innovation crusade born as a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. In the heart of Duduza Township, South Africa, a pioneer community once marked by forced removals, heightened political tensions, high unemployment, and social struggles. A visionary leader, Hamilton Mutlowong, dared to dream of a better future and used his unwavering dedication and perseverance to successfully establish the choir. 22 years ago, Duduza, meaning to comfort, is testament to the choir mission to comfort, born of a desire to transform the lives of young people. The choir has become a powerful vehicle for change. The choir repertoire features indigenous and choral gospel music that has captivated audience across South Africa and beyond, helping the choir members overcome personal struggles, substance abuse, and find purposeful solace in music. Despite live performances that are often hard to come by, the choir relies on donations and public fundraising efforts to survive. This is crusade in motion, a journey well traveled, and still we rise. That was Duduza Serenade giving us 2 items there. With me, I have Samu Pacho, yes, Samu Pacho, EPR manager at Duduza Serenade, to tell us more about ito at Duduza Serenade, eya Vienna, Austria. Pacho.
But
Yes, bro, right?
right.
Okay.
Right.
Tell us about this beautiful thing that is coming for Duduza Serenade.
Yeah, you know, once you mention the okay, yeah, once you mention the name Duduza, you know, ngibese ngibasemandleni.
Yes.
Yeah, but njengoba bewusho lapho ukuthi the word Duduza means comfort.
Yeah.
You know, your comfort, if you can follow performances of Duduza Serenade, you will definitely find comfort.
Yeah.
Rest assured, you know. So it just heals the other person.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So it's a very beautiful choir, to be honest, and I'm very much privileged to be part of that choir, because it's not only just doing a music. Yeah, but it heals a lot of people. It changes lives, you know. It gives hope to the hopeless, you know, because also we also do engage in community services.
Okay.
Yes, I think the last one we had in December. So we partnered with a disability home that is around Duduza to say we are with you and we want to give hope to these kids which are staying here, you know. So it's not only about the music that we do, actually, you know. So which it's something that we are going to do yearly with that kind of disability home. Yes. So I'm just trying to give you a picture that, okay, this is what also we do on the side, not just the music part.
Yes. Tell us about the tour that is going to Vienna. Which dates and what are you going to do there?
Okay, right. Maybe I
Yes.
just reverse kancane, so that even the viewers can have an understanding how we got there. Yeah, but because akuveli kusekusasa now, you get an invite, you know, to Europe, West Austria. When you speaking about Austria, you're speaking about that is the heart of art in Europe. That is the heart of art, you know. So the choir have been performing.
Okay.
Have been doing some wonderful performances, and I don't know, but I don't want to be controversial. I don't want people to quote me wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, because what we are doing right now, if you look at South Africa, the classical and choral industry is divided into two. It's divided into two.
Tell me more.
Yes, that's why I'm saying.
You don't want to be controversial.
Yes, people shouldn't quote me. You know, it's divided into two. Now, I have the privilege because I think for 2 years I've been presenting classical music in 2 radio stations in Johannesburg.
Okay.
Yes. So now, most of my audience, 95%, is the white community.
Okay.
That's where the word controversial comes in. Yes.
Yeah.
So now, then I started to engage with them more. They invite me to their classical concerts. I host their concerts. You know, I spend more time with them. I sit down with them and talk. You know, in a dinner table. You know, how do you guys go about? You know, now you find very interesting things that they do. That on the other side, now the black community, we don't do. Because for us, it's all about the talent.
Yes.
If you are just talented, then you can just sing anything. For them, it's not about only the talent, you know. Because if you are nurturing a talent, that talent it needs to be nurtured with money.
Yeah.
You need resources to nurture this talent. Now, how are you going to get resources? That's the bigger question.
Yes.
So, I haven't diverted. I'm coming to your question.
Sure.
Yes. So now, then we started now to shift the choir, the Tuduza Serenade, to say, let us tap in that space now.
Yes.
That is why now most of our audience, when we are performing, is the white community. You'll find 98% of them. Yes. Only few blacks.
Yes.
Yeah, recently we were in Cape Town in March.
Yeah.
So now, it was a sold-out event at the ICC, Cape Town ICC. Yes, it was a sold-out event. People came, we did the African Mosaic production. So it was just a fusion of different, you know, cultural music, your Siswati, your Xhosa, your Sesotho, your... what do you call this music here? Yama Black Mambazo.
Mpaqango.
Yeah, some Mpaqanga.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Stratamia.
Yes,
You know,
Stratamia,
we did
yeah.
a fusion of all those. Now, that interests a lot of, I will say, the white audience. Now, in Europe, there are different kinds of festivals that are happening.
Yes.
You know, so now that event, it attracts these different kinds of festivals from all over the world. So even those who were not there, they get a chance to watch the performances live.
Yeah.
So that's how the invite came.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
to say,
okay.
I know. I think we need that kind of performances in Austria.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So the reason why I said let me just step back a bit is just to give you the base on how we got that invite. It's not only Austria. There are a lot of festivals in Europe that has invited us. But we said, okay, let's take this one and see what we can get. You know.
Yes.
So such that after that one, then there was China.
Oh.
Yes, China said, we are hosting a music festival here. We have seen your performances. Can you please come and perform in our festival?
Yes.
Yeah. So end of May, we've got about 16 members who are going to China. But the nice part about that one, they are taking care of everything.
China.
Yes. So now they are showing us to say we actually value what you have.
Before you go
Yes.
far, Let me add Zuko on this one. Zuko,
So see ya.
let me add you on this one, because Samu mentioned here that our choral opera music, our music in South Africa is divided into two. But we are doing same thing, but we are divided into two. He mentioned the side of, let me say, white people side, that is not focusing only on a talent, but focusing also how to nurture that talent. Your take on that one?
I don't know. And Funu, I'm thinking about my answer, but to some extent, he's telling the truth. Is absolutely right. You know, there are communities where you know, if you are hosting an event, they will fill the hall. You know, and then you also we also have to consider other challenges that our communities are facing. I mean, we cannot run away from it. If you're gonna say a concert is $50, some of our people, most of them might struggle to have that amount of money.
Yeah.
So I think we need to find the balance. But Tiena is spot on. If you take a concert to a white community, that it will be sold out without a doubt. I think we need to find a way to have that balance and bring our people in, because I don't think it's a matter of they don't want to attend, they don't want to support, but I think it's more of the financial challenges that they are facing. So we just have to find a way to also rope them in, you know, Abanbetu. But I know for sure when you go to white communities, you won't struggle. The concert, it will be sold out without a doubt.
And they are going to Austria.
Definitely, they will get support there. What these guys are doing is actually what I was thinking about before this this interview. They are spot on. Remember, he mentioned that there are so many festivals across the globe. He's right. If we can push our choirs to start doing this kind of music, trust me, my brother, they will all go. During this time of the year, they will all be busy. It's just a matter of organizing, putting music together, and then present to these festival committees.
Yes. Samu, what does it take to organize for this kind of trip or this kind of tour?
Yeah, that's the most difficult part now, because it's heavy on the financial side. It's heavy on the financial side. You need to develop some strategies on how to get those finances, how to get the support, and because the logistics to take a choir, a 45 member, because we want to take 45 to Austria. So that means we need to have a budget of about 4 million rands. You understand? So it's heavy on the financial side, but at the same time exciting, because once you get a challenge that will say, we want to achieve this.
Yes.
Now you will find a way on how to achieve your goal, despite the challenges and all of that, because this is a lifetime opportunity where we are saying, not everyone can just get an invite from Austria, so if you grab that opportunity, definitely it's a very good start. Then we know that probably each and every year we're gonna have maybe 2, 3, 4 trips to Europe, because that's the goal. Actually, that's the actual goal, to say at least the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the last quarter of the year, let us have attend these festivals in Europe. Yes.
So how are you looking to raise the funds?
Yeah, a very good question. A very good question. Yeah, hey, yeah. Okay, what we have done so far, we have started a campaign. It's a crowdfunding campaign.
Okay.
Yes, through there's an organization called Back a Buddy. So they are running the campaign for us. So and everyone can just donate any amount, you know, whether it's a 20 rand, 50 rand, you know, you just go to their website.
Okay.
Then that's where you will see a link that is written to the serenade.
Okay.
So if you get to that link, it takes you through the steps.
Back a bad.
Yes, Back a Buddy.
Okay.
Yes, so that is the crowdfunding that we have started. But at the same time, because you never know how that will go.
Yes,
You know, are we going to reach our target amount? You know, so we don't know. So then we try other options to say, okay, because now we are trying to speak to different companies, different organizations to say, okay, company A, can you please adopt one singer? You know, company B, if you have the muscle, adopt 10 singers. You know, it becomes much easier now rather than to say we need 4 million.
Yes.
You know, so it looks like a very tall mountain to climb, you know. But when we are saying just adopt one artist, then we know, because for each artist we need about 25,000.
Yeah.
So it becomes much easier now to say, okay, let me adopt 2 artists, or let me take 3.
Okay.
Now until we reach that 45, because at the moment we have 8 already, which is sorted. Then we know it's okay, we have 8. But now because we want to go there. So whatever number we are going to be able to raise funds for, we're going with that number. But the target number, we wanted to take 45, so that we can be able to do the full work, and we get the balance, you know, within the choir. So for now, I think we are looking at taking 45 to Austria. And I think with the help, we're gonna achieve that.
Zugo?
Shosia.
Anything to say to Samo?
No, I can only wish him the best, man. These guys have a very promising project, clear plan. They know exactly what they want to do, how they want to do it, and they are presenting something fresh, something that will truly represent South Africa in Europe.
Yes.
I can only wish him the best, man. We can only learn from this, because remember, South Africa is a very big country and it's very respected. So we can only learn from these guys, because they are definitely on the right track. So all the best, man.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Samu, so you said you don't have any concert that will line up just as a way of fundraising for now.
We do gonna have 2 or 3 concerts, but the first one, our strategy is we will be bringing in different companies in one place.
Okay.
So that one is an exclusive concert, on invite. Yes. Then we'll see how we maneuver around. We'll see how we maneuver around that one, you know. So then we gonna have the one for the public now, to say, you can come, we concert, which are whatever amount for the ticket. We're still discussing logistics around that. But definitely we're gonna have, because you know we are Africans. We cannot, even if we have all the money in the world, but if you are going into somebody else, you know, home, you need to say goodbye from, you know, from where you are, to say, guys, we are going to represent you, South Africa, so wish us well. You know, so that's the kind of concert that we are gonna do. I think somewhere closer to the dates. But I think we're gonna have a couple of fundraising drive that we're gonna be having from now.
Which date are we talking about?
We
to Austria.
To Austria, it's from the 3rd of July to the 9th.
Okay.
Yes, so the festivals runs from the 3rd to the 9th.
To the 9th.
And the most interesting part, and I think South Africa needs to start to I don't know how I can put this, you know. We've got very talented individuals in South Africa. You know, people like Hamilton is a music director, you know. The work that he does right now is in and out of the country, is moving around South Africa. Like I mentioned earlier, but you know, I'm scared to say other things, you know. Yeah. So now he's doing a lot of workshops.
Yeah.
How to develop African indigenous music, how to go about, you know, different choirs have acquired him from the other side, from the white community. So in Austria, that is the most interesting part I'm bringing. In Austria, he is actually going there not only to display to do the serenade. There is a session where he will be conducting a masterclass for all the conductors who will be there. The whole world will be there listening to him. Yes.
Wow.
On African indigenous music. Now, what Zuko said about choirs, if you are going in Europe, you need to be careful what craft are you bringing there.
Yes.
You know, bring something that will interest them. You know, to say, man, I think we need to know more about this African indigenous music. You know, how do you bring everything together? You know, it's just that I didn't bring the clips because there are clips whereby now he's conducting white choirs doing African indigenous music, and they are very excited.
Yes,
you understand. So now South Africa is blessed to have people like him. You know, you know, to run a workshop for the conductors in the whole world to say, hey, this is us, this is South Africa, this is what we do, you know. So that's the most interesting part. So it's not only for Tutuza to go there and perform, but also for him now to market African indigenous music to the world.
Yes. Don't forget, Joburg is time tickets for 8th annual Joburg Choral Festival. Official live on web ticket starting from just 50 rand. Experience the magic of mass choirs, soulful soloists, and full orchestra vibes, all on 11th May 2025 at the Icon Joburg Theatre. Grab your seat now, bring your family and friends. This is Joburg's favorite choral celebration of the year. 8th Annual Joburg Choral Music Festival on the 11th of May 2025, which means next week time, 10 a.m. up to 4 p.m. Some, I don't know what to say about Tutuza Serenade, but we always love the choir. I don't know if you have any social media where people can go and get all the information about the choir and also see what you are doing, maybe clips or anything.
No, if you just type Tutuza Serenade in all social platforms, in all social platforms, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, then you'll be able to access the choir. More especially on TikTok, we usually put the rehearsal clips, so people can have a feel. This is how the choir is doing, blah blah blah, you know. So just type Tutuza Serenade in all social networks. Then it will take you to the pages.
Before we close, Zugo. Oh, okay. Okay. You know, bruh, we wish you a good luck, and we hope people will start to donate. Even your 5 friends, 10 rands will make a difference.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. Where can we donate again?
Back a body.
Yes.
Yes, back.
Then back a body, then you type to do the serenade, or you will see.
Yeah,
to do
you
the
will
serenade.
see, because there are different fundraising campaigns.
Oh,
Yeah, but
okay,
you
okay.
just scroll there until you see to do the serenade, Austria, Vienna trip.
Okay.
Then you click there, then it just takes you through. Yeah,
Mm.
it's a very simple procedure.
Yes,
Yeah, it
yes.
doesn't take much of your time.
Exactly.
Yes.
To viewers at home, let me thank you guys for always following us on our social media, and let me also thank those who subscribe. Every week we've got new subscribers on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Together we can take this channel to be the best in Africa. We're depending to you to come with a good content. You also encouraging us. Thank you guys. With me, Samu Pacho. Sebulela bawo.
Siyabonga.
Ngobukho bakho.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
And good luck again.
Thank you very much.
Sharp. Grand Piano Truth. Bye bye for now. Sharp, sharp.